Hi, welcome back to my channel. My name is Rudi and thank you so much for being here. Today is a part 2 of our best of 2020. Earlier this week, I uploaded the best skincare of 2020, in my opinion, according to my skin type, and today we are here to go over the best makeup. This was a weird year for makeup because I feel like the trends were very glowy, very minimal, very dewy, but at the same time, we were staying at home, not wearing as much makeup, and making it quick and easy. If you are new here, please don't forget to subscribe. It means so much to me. We talk about makeup, skincare, mental health, vlogging. We do it all, and I would love to have you join. I also quickly just wanted to say thank you to everyone who has reached out to me about my hometown. I live in Nashville, and as many of you know, there was a bombing downtown in our city on Christmas morning. Because of that, our house lost Wi-Fi, and I wasn't able to talk to a few of you for a few days, but so many of you have checked in and have been so incredibly kind about it. So thank you. My husband and I are safe. We were actually in Chicago when this happened. All in all, we are safe. We are obviously devastated by what happened to our city, but happy to be safe and happy to be home. We're going to do a look with all of these products, so if you like what you see today and you're interested in anything that's on my face or a tutorial on this look, just keep on watching. All right, y'all, let's jump right in with primer. God. This video has a bad omen on it. The primer gods are pissed. And why are they pissed? Well, my primer pick of the year is wearing absolutely no primer. As a very young, impressionable makeup enthusiast, I was convinced that primer was necessary. And as I've gotten older and I've started to simplify my skincare routine and my makeup routine, I realized that primer may have been one of the reasons that my skin was producing more oil than ever. At the end of the day, there are moisturizers and there are primers, and they're the same thing. Okay, a company is going to market them in two separate ways, but they're going to do the same thing. If someone says that they are selling a moisturizing primer or a hydrating primer, honey, it's just a moisturizer with probably shittier ingredients, sorry to say. So I stopped wearing primer this year, and because of that, I noticed that my foundation stuck better to my skin, I looked less cakey, and I was less oily. So my pick of the year is no primer. In lieu of primer, I did want to go over a product that is unnecessary for a lot of people, but I feel makes the biggest difference, and that is an under eye color corrector. Wearing an under eye color corrector really gives you more of a chance to customize the type of coverage that you like in a concealer without having to worry about covering your under eye bags and having that thicker look. And so you guys know I use this pretty much in every makeup video I do, but my favorite color corrector of the year is the Sephora Bright Future Color Corrector in the shade Melon. Before I start, I'm gonna go ahead and put my hair back. These can be another little extra favorite of the year, these tiny little hair clips that everyone's been wearing. I wasn't going to, follow the trend, and then I got them because I cut my own bangs, which, we'll get there. And they are kind of a lifesaver in keeping my bangs flat, if you will. So the reason to me that I feel like this is a necessity in my routine is because I do have dark under eye bags, and I like to be able to wear whatever kind of concealer I want underneath it, and I like to be able to wear whatever kind of concealer I want on top. And I know that my bags have an extra layer of coverage because they've been color corrected. This is an absolute must. The reason that I like this formula is because it dries down very quickly, yet it is incredibly pigmented. It gives you a very easy canvas to apply a concealer to without layering up and without creasing, without caking on. I would recommend it to anyone who has very dark under eyes. Okay, so I like to let that sit, and while I'm doing that, I'm going to apply my favorite coverage product of the year. This is actually a newer product to me. I've gotten it in the last few months, and I'm telling you, it is my favorite, and that is the Arrive Skin Boost. I found this brand on TikTok actually, and after looking into them, I am so impressed. This is a newer brand. They only have 2 products in their line right now. They have the Skin Boost and a bronzer, and the ingredient list is incredibly minimal. It is truly a tint for people who I feel have sensitive skin and acne, who don't want it to fall off of their face. I talked about this a little bit in a comparison of the Glossier skin tint in a video. I can leave that down below. You apply it with your fingers. It's super easy. It doesn't include any SPF, which I appreciate because I like putting on my SPF beforehand and allowing that to sink in before going in with my makeup step. There is no fragrance to it. It's just the best. And I'm also going to mix in a product that has been sort of a multi-use favorite for me this year. We'll call it an honorable mention. This is my my Bronzi anti-pollution drops from Drunk Elephant. I have an entire video on these and how I use them, so I will leave that down below. I'm not gonna get too much into it, but it is what I use when I feel like a product is just not the right shade for me. So I'm going to apply a very small amount onto my fingers because my skin is looking pretty good today. And then I'm gonna mix in a little bit of the Bronzi just to give it a little bit of a glow because I do feel like this shade medium is a little bit light for me. So you can see that. I'm gonna mix it together and I feel like it just creates such a nice covered tint for my redness around my cheeks, blends in beautifully with my skin, and you can use your fingers. I mean, come on, doesn't get much better than that. If you are oily and acne prone, I would highly recommend this skin tint. If you're looking for something that has low to medium coverage and is gonna allow you to build up where you want to apply this, and maybe the Glossier stuff doesn't work for you, try this out. On to concealer. I mean, I've talked about this concealer in almost every single video. My favorite concealer of the year was the Tarte C Hydrocealer. This concealer is incredibly unique and it is one of the only that I have found that I would consider truly hydrating, has a light to medium coverage. It reflects light off the skin, can be worn on blemishes, can be worn to cover redness, can be worn under the eyes. To me, it's everything. I already have a backup. You can see that I've started to go through the tube already on the side here. I just absolutely love it. I feel like no matter what I do, it never looks cakey. It never feels like I've gone overboard with it. This is the perfect color match for me. This is in light medium sand. Right now and forever, my favorite concealer until proven otherwise. I am testing out a new concealer that we will talk about in another video soon. That is a contender that feels like a higher coverage version of this, but for now, this is my baby. I love it. My pick for powder is a little bit boring, and you know what? That's okay, because to me, I just want my powder to do its job. I want it to mattify my under eyes. I want it to help with oiliness, and I don't want anyone to know that it's there. And my pick, of course, is the Laura Mercier Translucent Loose Setting Powder. I've used this for years. I remember the first time I used it, I was like,
oh my God, where are my pores? Who is she? She's a goddess.
And I've never stopped using it since then. I have tried many other powders this year. I've tried drugstore and high-end, and nothing compares, in my opinion. I know it's gonna work for me. I know it's going to look natural and that it wears great throughout the day. And it's just a workhorse style product. It always works beautifully under my eyes. It has set any concealer that I've ever put it to the test. I love it. I love her. She's a classic for a reason. As many of you know, this year was the year of wearing a mask. It was the year of a glowy makeup routine. It was also the year that my skin really changed personally from tretinoin use. Now, if you're new on my channel, you'll soon learn that I am on an acne medication called tretinoin that has changed my skin drastically over the past year and a half. And since getting on tretinoin, I have really started to shift my makeup routine to cream products. So going over my favorite bronzer of the year, I have so many powder bronzers that I have loved and always loved over the past 10 years of my life. But a new addition that I really, really love and that I feel has worked great for my skin this year is the Nudestix bronzer in the color Terracotta Tan. This is a newer color to their line. This is from the Nudies Matte line. They have bronzers, blushes, and highlighters in this line. Absolutely amazing. If you have combination too oily skin, I find that the Nudestix cream products will work the best for you. I have an entire video on how I apply cream products as an oily skinned person, and I prefer to apply it to a brush and then go in and buff from there instead of applying it directly to the face, which I feel disrupts the underneath product of your coverage and can become patchy. So I prefer to apply directly to a brush. I also think it's just a little bit more sanitary if you are dealing with acne. I have never broken out from a Nudestix product, and I've been wearing them for over 6 months at this point. I find that they stay on all day. They look in between a matte and a cream finish. They are a very natural finish in my opinion. They look like you've been sun-kissed by the sun, which obviously I have not. I just love the look of them, and for that reason, my Terracotta Tan by Nudestix is my favorite bronzer of the year. I'm just as shocked as you are, but if you haven't tried anything from Nudestix, give it a go. They also have a lighter bronzer in the color Bondi Bay that I know a lot of people really like for my skin tone. This one works a little bit better. Just love it. Love Nudestix. Nudestix, if you're watching this, I love you. Surely after applying a cream bronzer, you can already guess that I will be applying a cream blush that is my favorite blush of the year. Also was a find from TikTok this year. I saw this beautiful man applying this to his cheeks with his fingers, and I've never seen anything more natural looking, more like a flush, like a kiss, like you were outside in the wind and it flushed your cheeks. And that is the Milk Makeup Lip and Cheek Stick in the color Quirk. When I first saw this very dark shade, I was like, this is not gonna work for me. This is gonna be way too dark. But the beautiful thing about this product is that it is incredibly sheer and it has a translucent base. So really you can build it up to whatever coverage level you would like. You can see here, it looks just like a beautiful kiss of a berry, like you've been sucking on a berry popsicle. And once it's been blended out, it's just a beautiful translucent sheer berry vibe, and I am obsessed. Why don't I put it on my face? Again, with this product, I like to apply it to my brush and then go in, not to disrupt the coverage products underneath it. I absolutely love this. I'm gonna say that a lot in this video, and for that, I do apologize. Looks like someone just pinched your little cheeks. Okay, I'm getting out of control here. I also love to use this on my lips. I've used it as an eyeshadow. When I went to the beach in September of this year, I wore it on my eyes, lips, and cheeks all week. It was amazing. I think this will work for literally every single skin tone. I love it. It comes in a mini size. You guys know I love minis. These minis are $15, so I highly recommend any of these colors, but my favorite of the year was Quickie. I think I said Quirk earlier, and for that I do apologize. It's Quickie. I think we all know my favorite highlighter of the year, and something that I have talked into the ground, which, you know, let's see if I continue to talk into the ground next year, because if I love something, I love something, and that is the Hollywood Flawless Filter from Charlotte Tilbury. A lot of people don't use this alone as a highlighter. I see most people using it underneath a coverage product, which is great, but if you just use it alone on top of your makeup, you will see the most beautiful, the most natural, flawless looking highlighted face you've ever seen in your life. I kid you not. This was in a video that I made called The 10 Things I Can't Live Without, and I chose this product. That should tell you everything you need to know. This product is incredibly unique, can be worn in so many ways, works on every type of skin, dry all the way to oily. I have incredibly sensitive, very easily irritated skin. It's never bothered me. I have worn this in a million ways, and I still just can't get over it. Every time I wear it, I'm more impressed than I was the time before. So my favorite highlighter of the year goes to Charlotte. Again, keep doing what you're doing, sweetie. This year was, you know, strange. Not a lot of makeup was worn, but what was worn was eyeshadow, because it's the one thing that you could see when wearing a mask. And I also felt that this year was a time for us to simplify our makeup and make it really quick. And a find that I absolutely have to say is my favorite of the year is the Kosas 10-second liquid eyeshadows. When I first got this product, I really wasn't sure about it because I wasn't shaking it up enough. But this is a really unique product that you can see here. This is the color Fahrenheit. It is half of a pigment and half of a mixing medium liquid here on top. It needs to be fully mixed together for it to work properly on your eye. So I recommend shaking it for at least 10 to 15 seconds before applying. I'm going in with the shade that I wore the most this year, which is in the color Copper Halo. This is a beautiful mix between a copper color and a bronze, and I find that it looks very natural yet can be amped up to be more of a nighttime wear look. I'm going in with a few swipes on the lid, and then I'm gonna blend that out with my finger all over the eye through the crease and make it a huge wash of this beautiful orangey, shimmery majesticness. I get more compliments on this eyeshadow than any other eyeshadow that I wear, especially on TikTok. The people are dying for this on the talk. I really found that a one color all over look was the way to go this year, and these absolutely did that for me. I do have them in a few colors. I have it in a purple and in a pink. This is shade 333 in Fahrenheit, and then this shade is Copper Halo. They are so unique, so quick and easy, and I really love the color options options that you can pick from. They're just great, and I really love Kosas. They've become a favorite brand of mine this year, which we are going to do a full face of Kosas makeup later in the month, so stick around for that. In a clean makeup video, I did go over some Ilia products as well. I feel like Kosas and Ilia are very similar brands in a lot of ways. They came out with very similar products this year, and my favorite mascara of 2020 actually came from Ilia, and that is their Limitless Lash Mascara. I've talked about this a few times, obviously, because it's a favorite, and I keep saying that over and over. This is a very unique mascara wand. It has one side that is like an hourglass shape and the other side which is like a hairbrush. I keep calling it a hairbrush. The reason that I loved this mascara this year is that it really went along with that glowy, natural makeup vibe that 2020 brought for us. It lengthens and separates your lashes. I wouldn't necessarily say that it's a volumizing mascara. It is way more of a lengthening mascara, but if you have the lashes, it's going to make them look amazing. I love the way that it holds a curl naturally. I don't even have to curl my eyelashes with this, and it is a really, really nice formula, nice heavy packaging. The first time I used it, it felt like a mascara that you wear and it's been a week and it finally like works and it's a little bit goopier. This is already like that right when you open it. I typically don't like to wear a high-end mascara because I prefer to not spend a lot of money on something I use so often, but this was one I felt that I could not go without this year because it was so outstanding, and so for that reason it is my favorite of 2020. You may have noticed that I skipped eyeliner before putting on my mascara, and that is because I don't wear eyeliner. I'll be honest with you guys. It's just not my look. I am trying to branch out a little bit because I do think that neon liners are coming back in hot. So I bought a purple and a green liquid eyeliner. These are from NYX. It is their Vivid Brights. So far so good. I don't want to call them a favorite of 2020 because they are new to me, but I'll keep you updated on them, perhaps in a favorites video down the line. On to these big old bushies. A classic favorite for me that I discovered earlier this year when I really got into Glossier. I'm obsessed with the Glossier Boy Brow. I don't love everything that Glossier puts out, but this was one thing they got right. I don't really do super well with a lot of their products because I have oily skin, and to be honest, I don't feel like they really consider people with oily skin when they make their products, and that's okay. Not everything needs to be made for every single person. This one was a yeah. I have big eyebrows. It's no secret, and this keeps them in place, keeps them looking natural, and also adds a tiny bit of color to them to really add a little bit to the look. Bottom line, if you want something that is going to keep your brows in place but look natural and add a tiny bit of coverage to that area, I do recommend this. They have it in a million colors. This is a favorite of the year. I do have a few other drugstore eyebrow gels in my life, but this is the one I continually repurchase and go back to, so it is my favorite for 2020. We're gonna do an honorable mention here. Honorable mention for my spoolies that I use constantly. I use them constantly. I use them in my eyebrows. I use them to get little flecks of mascara off my face. I use them to go through my lashes. I use them all the time in my skincare and in my makeup areas. Super cheap from Amazon. Couldn't recommend having spoolies in your life more. You need them. This year I went crazy with a specific brand and their lip products, and they're so pretty. And that is the M Cosmetics Lip Luminizers Lip Clouds. Let me read you the actual name. These are the, I wasn't even close. They're so long. Why? Lip Cushion Tinted Lip Luminizer. There's no cloud? There's no word, there's no cloud in it? Oops. There are 5 shades. I have 4 of the 5, all purchased this year. Absolutely obsessed with this formula. I've talked about it a few different times. It's just the most beautiful in between a balm and a lipstick. I'm going to wear the color Magic Hour here. That is what it looks like. It is a beautiful neutral, hold on. As I was saying, it is a beautiful neutral in between a nude and a coral color. It looks beautiful on so many skin tones, but I also wanted to shout out these other shades here. This is a newer shade to me, so I don't want to talk about it because I'm still figuring out if it looks good on my skin tone, but my other 2 favorites are Angel and Mystic. We have more of a berry shade and a hot pink, and layered or not layered, these are a beautiful consistency and color. I love wearing all three of these for different reasons and different looks. Couldn't recommend them more for literally all people. No, they're not perfect under your mask, to be honest, obviously, but they are going to keep your lips moisturized. And you know, we're finishing up here, honey. We're finishing up this quarantine era, and I want you to be prepared to look your absolute best when you're maskless, and this, I got you. I just mixed them together and I'm, okay, a genius. So this has been my go-to look for 2020. I feel like I have a little bit of coverage. I feel like I have a little eye look going. We've got a nice nude lip going. I'm not too cakey, but at the same time, she's a little bit coppery. Come on. There are a few other things that I wanted to talk about that are additional like honorable mentions / tools that I've been using this year that I wanted to shout out. I'll make it quick, don't worry. For tools this year, the two that I have been obsessed with is the IT Cosmetics Love is the foundation brush. I've talked about this a few times. They don't make this all the time. They only make it every October for Breast Cancer Awareness Month, but they do have IT Cosmetics brushes for Ulta that are very similar. But this is just a really nice foundation brush that I feel like really pushes the makeup into the skin and helps create a flawless base. Love that. And I want to talk about these beauty sponges. I got these on Amazon in an 8-pack for $8, and I swear to God, these are the softest, most plushy beauty blender dupes I've ever tried. I've used this at least upwards of 10 times and no rip. They are so soft. Amazing. I'm gonna link them down below. I'm not buying a beauty blender ever again. I'm sticking with these. And lastly, you did not think I would forget something that I wore almost every single day, which is my tiny freckles. This is the OG Freck from Freck, OG Freck. I don't know. This is a freckle maker and I don't regret it at all. I'm gonna add some today for you. This tool is so user-friendly. It's really genius, and I have found it so fun to add freckles this year to give myself a little pizzazz, a little happiness, especially in the winter when I'm not getting any real freckles. It's been a treat, if you will. And over time, I've started making them more obvious just because why not? And guess what? I don't care if you don't like it, but you probably do like it, in which case I'll link it down below. If you have any questions about any of these products, please let me know down below. You guys know I am happy to talk to you in the comments. It has been such a fun year together, and I can't wait to see what 2021 has in store for us. We're gonna go over some of the things that I got for Christmas this year from my very generous friends, family, and husband. We're going to go over some goal setting for the year, possibly a new vlog. I've got so many great ideas for the year. I love you guys. I will talk to you really soon in the next one.